Right, I'm sure you've all heard about the bug. The bug is a bait that is so far dominating since we brought it out. And this year alone, we're now in 2023, we're in March, and it's already accounted for a huge head of 50s and 2 UK 60s. Just this morning, we got a report from Mozza that just had a 60-pound fully scaled, an awesome creature. And I myself last week was down at Grenville on my syndicate lake, and I got a phone call from Roger, who was 2 swims down, who'd already had a cracking session, and he'd landed a 60 as well. A PB for him and a PB for Mozza. So it's already becoming a very big fish bait, and you know, it's way exceeding our expectations of what we wanted to create when we first brought it out. We wanted to create a more sustainable bait, and that was the whole essence around bringing the bug out in its first round. And we were going to push through from what we'd performed with the SLK. SLK is a favourite of mine, a good solid fish meal, big fish, and it's something that I've used for many years. You know, people always love the S7s and things like that, but the SLK for me, springtime into autumn, was the dominant bait, and a big fish bait at that. So when we released the bug, we wanted to expand on that and push it through into the colder months as well. And the bug has certainly cracked on and done that for us. In the coldest of temperatures, it's throwing some massive fish out of venues all over the country. And when we pushed for sustainability, we had pushed on from the switch, which we'd gone down the vegetable protein route, but we'd already been working on the next step, and that was insect protein. And insect protein has been around for quite a while in various different guises, but as we move into a new era where fish meals and your land proteins are starting to become very hard to farm and upkeep because of human consumption, that we're now looking for more sustainable angles. So insects have now become the dominant force in moving forward in feeding the world, basically. These have been derived to feed humans and animals. So we got on very early, and we started working with a company in York, science-backed, and it's a DEFRA-backed company. So it's the Department of Rural Affairs that basically fund this department. And bizarrely, they've spent the last 20 years trying to help farmers remove insects from the food chain by, pesticides and things like that. So when they had to do an about turn to try and grow insects, they already had a vast experience around the insect world and what to do. So we lent on them, and they are the leaders in the UK for black soldier fly growth and specification, and the support of managing to get it through the DEFRA regulations that we need to do. So we've been working with them for a long time, looking at the levels of proteins and the fats, what these things are fed on. And it's all of this has been a 6-year, possibly 7-year journey to get us to this stage. And when we finally cracked it, and we finally found the right source of black soldier fly meal, and we got the right protein content, we had it defatted, because a lot of the fats that are extracted from black soldier fly proteins are quite a heavy fat, so congeal very quickly and by no means winterize, so we had to get those removed. And we're currently working on growing our own. We've actually been working lab trials for the last 2 years in using new ingredients and new feedstuffs with lower fat content, higher protein content, to actually grow our own black soldier fly right here in the UK. So that is one of the dominant ingredients in the bug. We also have the calanus in there, which again, I'm sure many of you will now be aware of. And calanus is an awesome liquid, massive free amino attraction, and a great protein source itself. But the insect meal forms the base, it's the driver behind the bug itself, and it's a wonderful ingredient, a very sustainable ingredient. It's available widely on the market now because there's so many companies. Some of the largest companies in the protein world are now farming insect meals everywhere, and it's getting fed into all different types of our own food chain. So, and obviously because it's derived from a maggot, it actually comes from the larvae. It's not fly, it doesn't get to that stage. It's actually the larvae itself that it comes from. So taking it from the larval stage gives you the highest liquid protein content within that larvae, and then you can work on it, hydrolyze it, and do all kinds of weird and wonderful things with that type of larvae to start pulling different types of ingredient off. Exactly like we've done for fishing, what was suitable for pigs with high fats and stuff, we've had to adapt our own to make it more suitable for the species that we fish for, and more so to make it more winterized, and the results are obviously there for all to see. So definitely give it a try. It's now dominant in the marketplace. Insect meal's available to buy direct, and you need to be on the bug if you want some of these big autumn, spring, summer, winter carp, you know, they're there. Well, that was a very, very unexpected bite. I've literally just got the rods sat on the gravel, everything's packed away, ready to go. It was looking very bleak, very, very bleak. Not had anything through the night, and to be honest, I thought they'd pushed off around the corner. Flicked a few zigs about today, just cutting little bits of candy stick down and trying different colours. But I left one rod on the baited spot that I'd put the insect meal over with my insect bag, my insect stick, the stick insect as I'm now calling it. The rod went skipping across the gravel, rewarded with this 20-pound 8, the biggest of the trip, and potentially a snow carp, as it is starting to snow. It was snowing during the fight, and yeah, in front of a bitterly cold wind, we just thought there was no chance. It was done. So absolutely buzzing with that. What a way to end the little trip down here, testing these little bits of new methods, using our products, the new products, some of the old candy sticks, and of course the awesome insect meal, which has definitely resulted in one of the bigger fish of the trip. So buzzing with that.